Hello everyone, welcome back to a new YouTube cast. Today we're going to be having a look at a game played between Creator and Dark. And usually I don't do many requests, but this one got requested an awful lot. A couple of my friends were like, hey Kev, this game, absolutely insane. I got one or two messages on my Twitter, on my Instagram, of people telling me this was one of the sickest games they've ever seen. So here we are, one of the most epic games, according to quite a lot of people actually. Sometimes I get single recommendations, but actually 7-8 people recommending the same game on the same day is extremely rare. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen. We're here with, in the bottom left, let's introduce you guys, it's DPG Dark, Dragon Phoenix Gaming, and top right is Team NV Creator. Now Creator is one of those guys that's been around for a very long time. I can't quite remember what it was called back in the day, but a WCS Korea, I think, something like a World Championship Series Korea in 2012. I think he won maybe 20 or 50k. I can't quite remember. Then lost later on in the World Final or whatever it was called. All the names changed so much, all the branding changed so much over the years. But truly a guy that has been successful from the very start, and he's had a slower period in the last few years. But now he's coming back. He's been doing a good job, honestly. He's been playing some sick StarCraft. This game is of course from the Olimo League. Season finals played last Tuesday, and this was the game number 1 in their series. And from what I've heard, it's quite the game. Void Ray first opening here, coming out of Creator. It's going to be able to take out this Overlord as a result of that. There's no second Overlord nearby. A lot of the time Zergs will keep a second Overlord over here in case their first one gets pushed away either to this high ground or whatever. But not the case here, as Creator's just going to take down this one Overlord. No more scouting now for Dark. No Overlord speed is coming in either, which to me indicate... Ooh, this is a really fast layer. Now this is interesting because this is a layer timing that we used to see this in 2018, 2017 when people would want to go into very fast Hydra then and then do like a 50 drone Hydra Hydralisk Link push or something like that. Second Void Ray coming out. This time I'm not so sure if it's going to be for Hydra then or if it's going to be for the Queenling Knight. It's very possible. We see more queens being produced, but only from a single hatch. So gonna be going up to 5 queens. No Roach Warren, but I'm kind of feeling a Nidus vibe here. Even though nothing else. It could also just be Hydra then. That's interesting though. Very fast layer. Now the thing with the fast layer is that it sinks a bunch of resources in things that you don't really need this fast. So the 100... Okay, it's going to be a Hydra then. The 100 gas that you put in here could be a +1 upgrade for links, for example. So this really has fallen out of style, out of the meta. It's just not as good anymore. It's also kind of weak against a lot of the glaive pushes. Now, the reason why Dark is probably playing it is because Creator might be known for playing double Stargate Void Ray. And against double Stargate Void Ray openers, fast Hydra can be pretty powerful. With good creep spread, you can even make a queen march across the map, 3-4 queens, get 12 to 14 Hydras and then 30 links or something like that. And you have yourself a pretty powerful push. So a very old school style push coming out of Dark, perhaps. As he continues getting more gas, so he's going to go up to 6 gas. Now, these old Hydra Link pushes are almost always done with just 5 gas, sometimes even just with 4 gas if you would go more Ling heavy. So seeing this 6 gas to go down is a little bit suspicious. 4th base is also going to be taken, so it's not going to be super solid. Dark managed to get a single probe, but at the price of 7 links, or in total he's lost 7 links already. I'm not sure if all of that was just there. But so far a pretty nice start here for Creator, I have to say. Because Dark's income isn't going to be that high, only on 58 workers. He's securing a 3rd base, getting up to this big gas count. Has a battery there as well. He's really got to be careful for this Hydra push though, because it is coming, it is definitely coming. 6 gas is just a fake. See, this is for... in case Creator somehow scouts with a hallucination or a Void Ray, sees, oh, that's interesting, there's 6 gas. And then you kind of forget that this is a possibility. So, like I said before, the 5 gas used to be really popular, and this is just a 5 gas, but wait, he's actually going to be mining from it now? No, he pulls... Oh, okay, this is an even bigger fake. So he just mines 2-2 on each gas. Is he doing it in one of the other bases? Oh no. So he still has very good mineral income and just slightly more gas income. So you see he's going to be banking some gas here because it's not really useful with this type of push usually. Because a lot of the time the reinforcement is going to be links as well, because Hydras takes such a long time to go across the map. Now, we see the range upgrade for Hydras has already been researched. There's no queens with this push, which makes it all in, but still recoverable, perhaps. A bunch of Hydras start knocking on Creator's door. Knock, knock, knock. No one's home. Doesn't seem to be the case. Bunch of batteries are halfway done. Oh, Creator. Gotta be careful. 10 Void Rays against 20 Hydras. I feel like Queens with this push would help so much to booster the force that Dark has. Queens can tank so much damage. A couple of transfuses always do well. Muscular Augment's about to finish, so these Hydras will become a lot quicker. And also the reinforcements will join the fight quicker, which is probably more important here. One Void Ray goes down. Good micro coming out of Dark with that back and forth kiting. Is losing a lot of links though. And we only seen... Oh, that's too fast on that super battery, the battery overcharge trigger there. Really on a hair trigger. It's dangerous. It's good kiting though by Creator as well. It's very tense micro situation here. Now, it looks like Dark is committing to that left side, and Creator's actually going to be defending that. It's going to lose 2-3 Void Rays there as a result. It's using 2 groups right now, while Dark is not paying proper attention to his rally. He's going to take a lot of damage on some of these Hydras. A lot of the Void Rays on the right side are dying, but these Immortals with the batteries are doing so much damage, and more importantly, tanking a lot of damage, while the Void Rays are having a lot of damage output. Now he's activating the overcharge on the Void Rays, which does absolutely nothing against Hydras, by the way. Only works, of course, against units that are armored. Adds a little bit of damage there, but as Hydras are not armored, they won't take any extra damage. 11 drones coming out. Now, you might think this is a really bad situation for Dark. He just did a push, his creep spread is mediocre, but he does have a 4th base. He didn't lose his queens, and the thing with the Void Ray style, similar to how Terra and Mech works, is that sometimes it can be very tricky to kill someone with it. Like Mech, you have these timing pushes which you can hit, and with Void Rays it's kind of similar, where once you get perhaps Storm out, you can really kill someone, but with just pure Void Rays, no, not really. Like there's going to be 5-6 queens, there's going to be a spore here and there, maybe you can do some harassment on this side. This is a nasty area. Oh, look at the water, it's beautiful. What was I saying? Right. You can, for example, abuse this, flying into the main base, and then as Dark moves into the main base with his units, you go into the fort and try to burst it down, or the other way around, first go into the fort. And it's difficult because in that case, the Zerg needs to split its army 50-50, and there will be 9 Hydras here, 9 Hydras here, and then 13 Void Rays should be enough to beat 9 Hydras. So yeah, it's a rough situation in that case for Dark, and that's exactly what Creator's going to be doing. That makes a lot of sense. I like this as a forward base a lot more than this forward one, especially when playing Void Rays. This is a very, very good call. You don't really need that. Usually you get this base because it cuts off this area, but if you're playing mass air, you don't really need to cut off areas because positionally it doesn't matter quite as much. Now we see 14 Void Rays flying into the main base. Flux Veins about to finish up, +1. Only now starting, man, that's very, very late. And we see this is kind of what I was talking about. We see this army split already coming in. So of course, Dark being aware of what's happening, and he added a bunch of Hydras. With 15 Hydras, a couple of queens, he's going to be fine. Actually, he has a lot of queens here and less Hydras, and then just mass Hydra over here. He's going to be able to maybe even catch a couple of these Void Rays. Oh, very sloppy movement there. 2 Void Rays go down for absolutely free. 3 carriers on the way, so is the mothership. And this area abuse, this abuse between the main and the 4th base is always so scary. And you see that even though this isn't doing much damage, and you could even say, well, Creator lost 2 Void Rays. Look at the peace and the time that it bought Creator. Nothing on his side of the map. He managed to get up cannons, he managed to get up batteries, more cannons going down over here as well. So his setup right now is a lot better than before he did that move out. And you might say, well, he could have done that with just defending, sure, but now he had the possibility to do some damage, and he forced Dark to stay at home. So all together, in my opinion, a very good move. 5th base, moving towards the left side, continuing to move towards the left side. I like that. I really do. It makes sense. Once you secure this area, that means that the only way that Dark can attack is by going over here. And then he's behind enemy lines, which means a counterattack onto a base like this could be a thing. So it becomes very difficult to attack basically anywhere because he has such a forward position. This is an insanely good anchor point to have for a Protoss player, where you can launch attacks very rapidly to bases like this, but even bases like this, and if you have a flux-veined army, even to bases like the main base. Another thing that it does, it clears up a lot of space for any potential recalls into the main base with a mothership. Especially if you take out this base, right? You clear the area here, you don't have this base, send the mothership here, void race towards the right side, bang, recall in the main. Those are very powerful plays. Sadly, Creator, after trying to take it once and not working, decided to go for that right side base. Perhaps slightly easier to set up in this scenario, but I really much would have preferred this as a general anchor point for any attacks, really putting a lot of pressure on this left side of the Zerg player. Now, we're gonna see a big move here coming out of Creator with a bunch of Void Rays making their way across the map, and I generally do like this. We see the mothership still with the main army. He's gonna have a recall ready. This is a dead base, simple as that. I'm not sure why he's not just targeting down this base. That's exactly what he should be doing. Now straight recall, bang. He's too greedy. He wanted more, and he's just gonna lose 3 Void Rays. He's gonna lose more than 3 Void Rays, maybe even. What? Yeah, okay, 3 Void Rays. Oh, a couple of parasitic bombs going down as well. 1 more Void Ray falls. Nice split here. Creator, hello? Can you get a split? Apparently not, okay. Well, it doesn't take too much real, no hull damage, just on the shields, but still this. That recall really just cost him 3 Void Rays, and that's, it's not a great trade. Now, the resources lost, he's still up, and that's good, because... Creator, this is very sloppy. What are we doing here? Oh my god. That's not what I want to see. That is not what I want to see at all. His Void Ray count has fallen rapidly, no? Lost 16 Void Rays already. I feel like earlier he lost 2 Void Rays here, then 3 in the bottom, then 2 more here. He's lost like 8-9 Void Rays completely unprovoked. This move also makes no sense to me. I don't understand this move. What? He's gonna get the lurker then, but... I guess he doesn't want Void Rays in his army comp? I like Void Rays in your army comp, though. Ah, okay. So, the reason he doesn't want Void Rays in his army comp is because he's still playing against a Hydra Viper army. Now, if this was a Corruptor, Viper, Infestor army, it would be different. But because it's... Hydras, carriers do extremely well against Hydras, so a higher carrier count might be something he's more into. But I mean, having a couple of Void Rays around is always nice. They provide some stellar DPS. They're good at blitzing down buildings, which is very important a lot of the time. Sometimes you can kind of get like a head start by recalling into a position and then having Void Rays to charge on like 5-6 spores, like they fall like poop, like flies. And I bash them with my hand, so... This is a weird army, by the way, by Dark. This army is extremely vulnerable to Storm. Pure Templar almost beats this. Like, there's a couple of... Okay, 6 Lurkers. Lurkers are essential. Without Lurkers, Creator just barges in, marches in, slaps Dark around a little bit, storms, and then can do the same thing again and again and again. Like, this type of move out is... It's scary to me, guys. It really is. But I like that Dark managed to find a way to really get back into this game, right? Even though it is on Hydra, it's not the unit comp that you want. This is like, what the hell? He just yoinked the High Templar and he stormed the top of his unit. What did he think was gonna happen? It's like when you have these, when as a kid, you know, you had these little sticky hands which you could grab stuff with. Now imagine you had a very long sticky hand and then you used it on a hand grenade and go, ha! Took your hand grenade, it douche, explodes in your face. It's kind of similar to what Dark just tried to do. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Unless Creator isn't paying attention or the hand grenade isn't activated. Yes, 5 Void Rays. He rebuilt some Void Rays, didn't he, little prick? Yeah, you need them. Oh, he's gonna get that tectonic... I have no clue what it's called. I don't have the right settings. The Tempest ability to do more damage to buildings, basically. Gives their balls a nice orange color as well. Now we have a relatively relaxed setup here for Dark. Blink, shield upgrades, double cybercore spinning very, very quickly. We see 1/1 upgrades only done here for Dark. So there's a little bit of a an army lead here for an upgrade lead for Creator. But he seems to be having trouble making plays, which is allowed, but in my opinion, the lurker count is simply too small to really defend everything. I mean, you have 5 lurkers, which are the moving lurkers. We have 1 lurker here always in position in case of run-bys, and 1 lurker always in position here in case he messes something up. 1 here. This one surprised me a little bit, but it's okay. And then these, they're going to where the army of Creator is. But really, that's just 6 lurkers in a position at a time. It really shouldn't be enough to stop a force like this. And on top of that, as there's no corruptors, any type of maneuvering with just the Vipers is going to be really easy to play against. So I think Creator is missing a gigantic window here in which he could be doing a lot of damage and simply isn't doing it, which I understand. He doesn't know quite what's going on. His Oracle usage has been subpar, but I feel like he can get a lot more done. And yeah, this is a good move. So the thing what you can do here is you tag. You see 4 or 5 lurkers here, then you move towards the left side where there's only 2 lurkers, and you kind of, with quick, swift rotations, you can really catch these lurkers out of position. And if there's no lurkers in this army, your storms are going to run so supreme. You see Dark desperately trying to reposition these lurkers. These rocks should go down as well, by the way. It's a mistake. Out of Creator makes rotations a lot harder for him, as he has no escape path to the top if he decides to walk down a ramp like this. You see how extremely important these rotations are, and we see these lurkers are actually behind. The move in here from Creator was ballsy. Okay, he gets every single Viper bar 1, and now he can go move down here. Yeah, this is a perfect play. This is what I was talking about. Now you force a lot of lurkers up here. Lurkers can't walk down this ramp anymore. Wait, where the hell did the mothership go? Oh, the mothership just went back. He should just be going in here. These are dead spores. He should be having a tag on these lurkers, know where they are. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. If you can get this lurker and take this down position, that would be very, very difficult here for Creator. Or for Dark to ever fight that again. I think he just loses this base. This is a move which is playable. Oh, single lurker, man. Yeah. Too slow. Rotation slightly too slow. This is why I don't like the army that Dark currently has. It's basically he's sitting there hoping that Creator makes a mistake, because with Hydra Corruptor you can't really force mistakes like you can with Hydra Viper. You can't force mistakes like you can with Viper Corruptor. Like, this is why I like the Corruptors. You can fly around, you can pick off units from the side, but because Hydras are so static in their movement, they can't fly over rocks, they can't fly over ledges, unlike the Corruptor Viper can. Usually you're not going to get very much done with just pure Hydra Viper. What the hell was that? Actually, what was that? Good question. Now we have a bunch of Corruptors over here. Not quite sure what they're doing. I feel like they should be a little bit more active. We have a portion of the Overseers moving to the left. Wait, what was happening there? Was there a mothership or something? No. Mothership. Must have been a misclick. He completely ran out of position. Temps, of course, with their range, always a very nice addition to any army. I feel like these could have been added earlier, but now this is happening, and this is really annoying to deal with, because basically there's no risk for the Zerg here when using the Viper Corruptor. A feedback doesn't kill the Viper, a storm doesn't kill the Corruptor, so these units can die, which means you basically have free reign to try things as a Zerg. I like this as well. I love it even more when they're split up, so a single revelation doesn't reveal well. It's one of the mistakes I see Zergs very often make, is not having them split up. Very easy to do. Just having a slight split, and then once it's been revelated, you can come together again. I don't care. They can't stay around. The Toss army. I do wonder what this mothership is doing, by the way. Probably, in case he gets caught, he wants to be able to recall out, but... it's fair play. Fair play. I can see that, actually. This is an interesting push, by the way. This is a lot of freaking army, and... I actually think that... Lol, what is this? Yeah. I'm calling my friends, that's what's happening here. Gets 1, 2, one's overseer. And now starts moving immediately to the left side. And you see this base, without it being taken, this base is basically free game. Which is dangerous for Creator. And he needs to start working towards that base as well. Because in a split map scenario, you need to at least mine your half of the map. Good fungals coming down here. A couple of storms hit as well. These are minor trades. Like, these minor trades are not important. The main two things that we're going to be looking at is how effective the Viper Corruptor is going to be. So that's really on the Zerg to do something there. But the movement of Dark makes me believe that he is using a lot of... a very low amount of control groups. His Hydra Corruptor Viper moves as a ball. A lot of the time, which is not good. These should be moving separately. I also feel like he should be trying to get rid of these Hydras in an interesting way. This is a fight where I wouldn't have recommended Dark to take it, but he walks away with 2, maybe 3 carriers. This is a good fight. This was fantastic. These are the nice little traits that you need, and over time these are really gonna pay off in split map scenarios. You see unit loss now in favor of Dark. And both of them are gonna be mining similar amounts. If they both get their, what is it? 6, 7 bases? 7 bases, right? Yeah. 4, 2, 7. Nice. Well, 1DT is gonna deny this. Every mineral mined here is basically counts double, right? Because it's one that Creator doesn't get anymore and one that Dark does get added to him. So these outside bases that your opponent doesn't have, if you have the ability to take one and you're feeling like it's going to be a split map, these are absolutely vital to winning games, because the minerals there just count double, and so does the gas. A lot of the time gas is the limiting factor, especially for TOS. So gotta keep an eye on that. I love for Dark. Yeah, this is good. I really like this. I mean, this base is gonna be mining for, like, he's gonna mine this base out, so he doesn't need any workers there. You see some trades. Well, we don't see them, but we could have seen them if I was paying attention. This is a nice move. I would love for him to just take these gas and just even long distance mining it. You might think, well, why does it matter? But every single time you take some minerals there, it just counts double. It's so important. So important. And usually at the end of these games, you'd be surprised how close the unit loss step is. You see, this is also what I was talking about. So you damage a lot of units as the Protoss. Like the Vipers are low, you damage the Corruptors a little bit, but you also lose the carriers. And if you can't fight quickly afterwards, it just means you're basically going to be losing units every single time over time. So very good trades here for Dark so far. Nice little Hydra run by. This is what I was talking about. He needs to get rid of this in a way that is somewhat cost efficient. And he managed to kill a bunch of buildings. Hopefully he can even trade out with a couple of these Void Rays. This is really nice for Dark. This is poorly done by Creator. Not quite what he wanted. You see units lost quite in... Ooh, this is nice. Getting a lot of value out of these Hydras. And Void Rays, of course, the speed of light with Flux Veins on. But Corruptors don't care and they just go in. It's like, alright, you have a battery, that's nice. These 3 Hydras will be able to do something else, hopefully. We see Lurkers moving forward, and then these Lurkers are just going to force this army to stay here for now. I feel like actually Creator can push this back. I mean, there's nothing here. Hydras he just killed on the left side, Corruptors he knew were on the left side. Yeah, there we go. Gonna get a couple of Lurkers for free. We see the Dark Templar, Zealot, and an Archon trying to do some work here. No Overseer here to deal with the Dark Templar. Also no Observer to deal with the Lurker though, so it is gonna be on the way. And so is an Overseer, so both players having similar ideas here. It's just good that Dark has been... Oh, look at this. The splash on that Archon and the splash on the Zealot actually killed 1 or 2 DPs there. That was very funny. Oh, couple of good Nurgles here, and we see some storms on top of these infestors. Not sure if that's going to be enough though. Parasitic Bomb being used straight on top of these Void Rays. You see the Corruptors fly into the Void Rays with that Parasitic Bomb, which means that the Interceptors will fall very rapidly against these Corruptors, or against the Parasitic Bomb. As if the Interceptors are attacking Corruptors, and the Corruptors are in a parasitic bombed area, then the Interceptors are just gonna die after a couple of seconds, which is great. Ultra's hitting the field right now. I'll take a sip of my water, as this game is lasting a little longer than I had anticipated. Gotta keep the the throat oiled. We have what, 5 Tempest. Decent army comp, and if we look at the fight so far, this is what I'm talking about. Really close in resources lost, which is why this base and the fact that we've already seen some mining from it is absolutely vital and most likely will be very important later on in the game. Once these resource losses stay this close, this is a one-go engagement. I'm not a fan of this usually for Zerg, especially if there's no catch here. There's no Vipers, there are no Infestors, which means, yes, you're going to be able to get a couple of the Tempest, but once the toss turns around, I feel like all these Ultras are just basically dead, and Void Rays are good against Corrupt. This fight was good for Dark. It actually was a good fight for Dark. I'm very, very surprised how well that went. I guess the supply for Creator just was a little bit too low there. It's interesting. Very interesting. We have 2 Immortals on the way. Correct call. Once Zerg goes back into Ultras, you need some ground in order to protect your Templar. And without Templar, you can't beat their air army. So Ultras is a very solid, or Immortals is a very solid call. So are Ultras, by the way. I don't like using all of them in this way. There's too many as well. I think 4 to 5 usually is enough. I've seen Cero use them a couple of times and he usually sticks to 3 or 4 even only. It's good to break positions, cannon positions, because Zerg doesn't have too much to break cannon positions, right? You can think, well, Banelings are links, but Storm destroys that. Basically everything kind of gets destroyed by Storms except for Lurkers and Ultras, and Lurkers need to burrow, so they're a little more vulnerable on the retreat, and Ultras are just this big, easy, microable unit, so even when it's getting low, you can send it back home, etc., etc. It basically is free damage on cannons, is what I always say. It's like a big Baneling in the late game, or it functions as that, where it goes in, and the nice thing about the Ultra is that it doesn't necessarily need to die. It's one of the units that is the easiest out of all to micro because of its massive HP. Here we see an engagement by Dark. This is not it. There's no way this was a good... Holy crap, he just blindly ran up a ramp. Yeah, he oh my god, lost 8k resources in 3 seconds there. It was awful. What a terrible engagement by him. Holy crap. Completely blind, walking up a ramp like that makes no sense whatsoever. And he paid a price. He kept going. He could have taken his losses with the good old sunken cost fallacy. He's like, well, I've already lost this much, I might as well commit. And then he lost literally like 4k more resources in like 4 or 5 seconds. The DPS of this army, if engaged straight up, is just way too high against whatever the hell it was that Dark had, which initially I believe he even did a move command, so he lost like 2-3k of army value before the fight even started. It was absolutely terribly done, and now we see this anchor point that I was talking about earlier in the game, where once Creator has this and he wins a fight, he can just launch an attack so easily, and the retreat path to safety is so short. You can even get a couple of batteries up here, which I wouldn't mind. And in order for Dark to get some value, he actually needs to counter-attack on this base, but Creator knows that. He has what, 1, 2, 5, 8 cannons, 5 shield batteries, and I mean, it's almost mined out already. This one's also almost mined out, but don't forget, especially at this point where Dark had one of the worst fights that I've seen in a long time in professional StarCraft. It's painful. It really is. It's painful to see that type of fight. 2 Immortals coming in. Immortal count now up to 4, but Ultras are... Ooh. Now this is really interesting to see. Brute Lord transition out of Dark. 2 Immortals in a Prism. I guess Creator somehow realized that there's not going to be any more Ultras. Did it turn off the sound? I felt like I wasn't hearing anything. Guess not much is happening, eh? Brute Lords are flying forward. Gonna be able to kill those probes. Both army supplies very large at this point. The thing with Brute Lord is, in a straight up engagement, Brute Lord, Infestor, Corruptor, Viper destroys this army. It's just what it is. The thing is, above cannons and batteries, this army wins. And with the range that Tempest have, you're never gonna need a direct engagement as a Protoss, because you're just going to be shooting from a distance, kiting back, throwing storms, making sure you feedback things. It's very difficult to catch what exactly is happening here, because there's so many overseers. This is a trick that Zergs have been using, where they stack overseers together with their Vipers. So when the Toss feedbacks, they accidentally feedback the overseer rather than the Viper. He's not actually doing a great job at that, and as a result, these are just insane storms. This is... Dark's micro has been very subpar this game. We had some suspicious moves earlier on out of Creator, but right now Creator definitely is the one with the better control, where Dark just kind of runs in. He isn't even stacking Overseers and Vipers together. Just getting stormed fully to the face. And of course it isn't as easy, but these are mistakes we shouldn't be seeing at the highest level. Dark should have lost. Yeah, he's just down. He's just down 14k at this point. He's gonna have trouble mining this as well. I don't think he's gonna be able to get all the gas from here. It's only 400 or 500 gas though. It's what? 1.2, maybe 2k minerals. 1.8k, something like that. But yeah, Creator's never gonna leave this base alone. If you have this base so close by with your cannons, with your batteries, this is completely mined out. So all of Creator's resources, his mental resources, but also his defensive resources are gonna be focused around this area. Now, there's one more thing that's important to note, by the way, is that the resources lost is an interesting metric, but one of the most important metrics, which I don't think we have in StarCraft, is actually gas lost. As you can see, the gas has completely ran out for Creator already, except for these two. So he's going to be able to get 3k more gas, which is going to put him up to 4.2k gas. All of the TOS gas units are extremely gas heavy, so are the Zerg units. But in gas bank, they're actually relatively even. So all of these minerals, they can only be used for one thing, two things, three things. Well, they can be... You can build nexuses on the map, okay? It's useless, but you could do that. When we're talking about useful things, what he can do is he can create battery and cannon farms all around the map. He can build almost infinite batteries with this, right? You can build 100 of them. 100 batteries. So like 10 over here, 10 over here. You can slowly push back the creep. These bases are all useless. He shouldn't give a crap about these. This is a big play, because here he's going to grab some gas from his opponent. He's going to take some minerals from his opponent. A couple of batteries here, I wouldn't mind. Another thing he can do, of course, is get cannons. And then the third thing is zealots. Now, zealots are generally not useful, except that they can clear buildings on the sides and that you can kind of force the Zerg into one position. So what we often see in these type of scenarios is that you will use zealots to clear outside buildings with inefficient trades. So you're going to be maybe killing 1,000 minerals, but you're going to force the Zerg to only have one location left, and you're not losing any gas in the process. Then you clear the creep, and you're going to siege that location with the help of batteries and cannons. So first of all, you force the Zerg into one location with the zealots, so that's the first use of the minerals, and the second use of the minerals is with that cannon battery. And then once you have cannon battery established in front of a single location, TOS is supposed to win. Simple as that. It has the range advantage and it has a defensive advantage as well with batteries. Well, neither player can attack into each other, but TOS can poke, which is not possible for Dark with this army. You might be asking, well, what the hell is Zerg supposed to do? Well, Zerg is not supposed to take fights like Dark has been doing. He's supposed to be taking better fights, at least mine his half of the map. And then Zerg can do a similar thing where initially it can take out these buildings very quickly, force the Protoss to rebuild a lot of their buildings. Don't forget, infrastructure of the TOS is a lot more expensive than that of Zerg. Zerg throws down one building, Aspire, they can keep building Mutas and Corruptor. Well, I wouldn't suggest Mutas, alright? There's what? One Archon would be enough to beat infinite Mutas here, in combination with the Void Ray Tempest. Oh man, this is one hell of a game. What else do we have here? We have 35 Corruptors. Yeah, the one thing I really kind of want to say that Dark has been doing wrong is his Corruptor Viper force has been non-existent for the last 6-7 minutes, and even when it was existent, the micro of it was rather poor. Because one of the things TOS needs to do is it needs to move around, and whenever it moves around, you can get that free damage I was talking about earlier with those Corruptor Viper, which gives you a good opportunity. I like these Ling run-bys though. You see, he's gonna get more minerals as well, and he doesn't know what to do with it. I wouldn't mind Spores. Don't forget, Spores, unlike any other static defense, isn't actually static, so you can really easily engage into areas with it. Now, this is set up. There should be batteries with this army 100%. There is no reason for Creator to be out on the map with 11k minerals in the bank without any batteries. This is a giant error by him. Yeah, no respect for that. I still have one lurker as well. This guy's absolutely useless. Yeah, it's got 1 kill in the game. Prick. Honestly, he's not gonna be of any use this game, most likely. He's gonna sit here, maybe later on if there's a couple of zealots, but most likely no. It's just gonna be nothing. I don't understand why there's no Vipers in this army. I have 5 Vipers now, but he's basically wasted 10 minutes of free damage with Vipers. It's absolutely... yeah, I don't understand it. It's inexplicable. There we go. We still have some gas mining here, and now we see the difference in gas. We see the difference in resources lost in general. And we see 4 Immortals. These should be used for run-bys, clearing buildings on the outside. I don't understand why we're not seeing batteries here. There should be... Okay, so... The only thing that... Really, that Creator should be focused on right now is clearing creep and then getting batteries outside of this area. And once you clear the spores, you can chase that army all around the map. Because without spores, this army is useless. And you just do it slowly, because you have set up bases which can't be killed. You have nothing to worry about. You have a range advantage with Tempest as well. There's no reason to not have batteries, and not seeing them actually is pissing me off a little bit. I also feel like at this point, Creator should be killing these workers. Now, I say killing because I don't want him... Ooh. Those are big parasitic bombs, and this is the reason why you need batteries when you're fighting as well, by the way. If you have batteries, parasitic bomb is useless. If you have 10 batteries, every Void Ray has personal healing. Like, they heal faster than parasitic bomb deals damage. Good luck, buddy. How are you gonna fight then? What, gonna straight up engage with your Corruptors into this? No, you can't. You can't. You simply can't. It's impossible. Another thing that we should be seeing is a single carrier. Oh, what's a single carrier gonna do, Kevin? Well, good question. What is that gonna do? It's gonna force the Zerg to continuously be overkilling with his Corruptors. 35 Corruptors with +3 do way more damage than necessary to one-shot a Void Ray. I think you need maybe like 15 or something for that. So ideally, the Zerg player wants to A move. Once you have 1 carrier with interceptors, if the Zerg A moves, all the Corruptors are first gonna separately attack the interceptors and way overkill on the interceptors, which gives you a massive lead, and that kind of snowballs later on. That is why 1 carrier in this army is absolutely vital. And I do like the high Void Ray count. I like the low Tempest count. I hate the Immortals. What a terrible unit to pick. It has no use whatsoever in these fights. They're just going to be shooting Brootlings. So what should Creator be doing, as I'm the one criticizing here, is he should be getting rid of these Immortals, rid of the probes, and he should start a little force of Zealots. 5-6 Zealots that he keeps sending to clear this base, clear some of the outside spores perhaps, and then he just starts setting up little battery camps around this base. Then he starts moving in, killing these things. You see, oh my god, what is it? Ends up okay. Dark loses a bunch of infestors, which he can't rebuild. This was a fine fight. It was risky, because he doesn't have the... Okay, listen to this. This can work without batteries. Don't get me wrong. If you control absolutely perfectly, and the Zerg messes up a couple of times, this can work. But why would you want to risk it if there's such an easier way to play? I like these moves. I like it. He's clearing creep. He's forcing him into a corner. Look at that. Just a little tiny corner. Here come the queens. Half of the army is in the... What? Oh, that was a good split. Oh, no. He missed one. Okay, actually he missed 2. Oh my god, there's too many. Okay, just go heal. This is why I need batteries. Don't forget, creep is a free resource. As long as there's creep on the map. I mean, as long as there's queens on the map, you can just rebuild them. And there's, God knows, there's queens. 16 queens. Of course, a fantastic addition when playing against this many void rays. And then the archons and the storms should do a lot of the work. Your main goal is to clear the corruptors, and then the queens, they die eventually by themselves anyway. So that's not much of an issue. Here once again comes a couple of shots. Now, ideally, you'd be focus firing the vipers, but you can't even see them, right? Where are they? Where's the viper? Oh, they're back here. I thought they were in this army. I was like, oh, this is what I mean, guys. Vipers in the back, doing absolutely nothing. I don't understand this either. Especially if you have this many queens, you can just heal the vipers. He should just be moving in and trying to pull them in. I don't understand why he's doing this with infestors, which just die versus a single feedback. 200 energy, 90 HP. This has been a weird game to watch, where some of the theory that is, in my opinion, rather well known is just not really being used. You see 2 infestors dying, here comes a fight. Good storms coming down already. This is exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. Not quite the correct location, because I guess this is fine. You can build one here, you can build one here. I would have liked to see it a little closer. And you see how careful Dark is to not give up too much creep, because the moment he loses something and he gets pushed back, and these batteries get pushed further forward, that's a real issue. So, patient player. I don't understand the constant parasitic bombs. This could have been 4 or 5 abducts already, which are just 3 units at this point. I feel like the amount of units that Dark has passed up on, because he favors those parasitic bombs, is at this point is like maybe between 15 and 20 units. And well, if you calculate that to gas, if we're thinking of void ray, that means that creator would be bleeding out actual void rays, which he can't rebuild at this point, right? Still has a little bit of gas mining. Where's that? Where's that gas mining? Where is creator still mining gas? How's he still getting 33? There's gas here? No. I guess it has ended now. He must have just emptied it. Okay, a couple of Brood Lords are pushing in. Not completely covered by batteries, by the way, this army is, but these Tempests are doing a very good job fighting here. Just getting a lot of damage done. One-shotting Brood... Ooh, this is a scary Queen Walk. This is very, very scary. Now, he needs to be positioned properly on top of those batteries. There's not enough batteries. There's no super battery because there's no Nexus either. Can't blame the guy for it. Target fire with the Void Rays is pretty mediocre. Void Rays coming from the left side. Now, where were they? It's going for the flank. I don't understand this movement. Void Rays are fighting from this. Is gonna be a pretty decent trade, I feel like. These Void Rays are trying to... Oh my god, is Dark actually winning? You've gotta be kidding me. Queens are so freaking good against Void Rays. Holy crap. Way too many Void Rays, I guess. I thought it would be fine though. But the Queens, they can tank so much. They're just constantly healing each other. How many 11 Queens have gone down this game? Oh my god, look at the units lost out. This is insane. 56 Void Rays, 21 Tempest. Blink Stalkers? There's nothing to keep it in place. Oh, he blinks in. He's gonna get every single Brood Lord. Oh, he can't one-shot anymore. He's gonna get this. He shouldn't be fighting this anymore, though. Okay, at this... Wait, there's one Brood Lord left. There's one Lurker. Wait, why is he building Void Rays? What? Cancel. Cancel, please. Dude, you gotta be kidding me. No. This is his last gas. Why is he building Void Rays? No. You're never gonna kill the air and the queens with Void Rays. This could have been Stalkers. Imagine if he just built Stalkers. The 5 Void Rays that he just cancelled, it could have been 15 more Stalkers. Oh my god. You've gotta be kidding me. What would there be against the Stalkers? You could just go pure Zealot Stalker. I don't think there's anything that Dark could have done. Pure Zealot Stalker. I mean, now it's going to be pure Zealot. He's going to be able to fight this. This Lurker's never going to die, is it? Look at the transfuses. You should be using the corruptors as well, by the way. Void rays should be kept like over here. At this point, what the void rays are an insurance policy to make. Ah, no, they're still Viper, so that doesn't work even. You could use Blinding Clown though. Why is he fighting in cannons? With his last, he's no resource left. So, well, seems like a decent plan. He still has 305. He still has quite some. He has like 1k or something left in minerals. He should be building a couple of drones, like 4 or 5. So he could actually mine that. That's 1k he's never gonna get. It's too slow. Do you just base trade? I think you just base trade. As creator, right? Yeah. Just base trade, dude. How many salads? Okay. I can't believe he finished those 5 void rays. That pisses me off. Wait, can't he just fight this army as well? Like, actually, can't he just fight this army? I mean, 29 queens is a lot, and they have decent upgrades, but 323. I mean, 60 charge slots. Let's be realistic here. Don't I just win? $29 queens though. And the 1 lurker and the 1 broodlord. I just don't understand this. In my opinion, these void rays and tempest are 100% useless at this point. He should just leave them home. Actually, what he should do is hide them in a corner, pretend he doesn't have them, and then sometimes in later he should use overcharge. Overcharge. You're losing assets here for free. You have all the time in the world. Why wouldn't you overcharge? You can just wait until your overcharge available. It's not like you're gonna use it again. Okay, listen to this. You put them in the corner, and then you hope your opponent doesn't realize you have them. And then a lot of the time what Zergs will do is they start playing very sloppy with the corruptors, losing them to cannons. You keep your 4 stalkers alive to constantly snipe them off as well. And then maybe eventually in the end, if you clear the queens and magically he has like 10 corruptors left and you have nothing else, then sometimes these voice ray can win. But in a straight up fight, they're just gonna be corruptor food for the corruptors. If I was Dark, I'd ask for a draw here. Realistically, there's no way he can win. Just no way. It's not possible. He should know how bad his fights have been. And I'm pretty sure Creator would accept. I just don't... I mean, how is he gonna fight? Are you joking? Like, he has no DPS. He just has no DPS in his army. Battery overcharge? Can I get an overcharge? Come on. Come on. I mean, nothing's gonna die. There's free healing here, but the... Okay, he's gonna counterattack now. He honestly can just straight up attack this. I don't mind a counterattack either, though. I think that's cool. It's a good play. I mean, these queens are gonna take years to walk back, right? There's no creep. By the time the queens come back, half his base is gonna be gone. Does he have any detection? He has no detection left. Are you joking? This lurker's gonna win the game. This lurker's actually gonna win the game. This is a good move. With the salad. I see, this is what I meant with the... You see what I mean now? With the void rays? Completely useless. You just left them in a corner or something. Because now these corruptors, their entire life is just going to be killing your buildings, which is annoying. Yeah, Dark being out on the map, like he was, actually one of the dumbest things I've seen in my life. This Broodlord survives, and is never gonna die anymore, right? Ah, 2 stalkers? How many queens is there left? 4 queens. There's no detection. If he would have known there was no detection, he could have saved every single queen by burrowing it. How the hell was that fight not that bad? 33. Okay. Okay. The funny thing is... I still think Creator is winning, but there's actually a timer on him. Because these corruptors are gonna kill buildings really quite fast. And there's only a single stalker. He can warp in 1 more stalker, which he should do, which he just did. And then he can hopefully attack something at least. Another thing he should do is keep one Viper at home so that he can blinding cloud stalkers if they start attacking the Broodlord, as there's still some queens left. That's nice. I mean, he has nothing. This game is just over. Like, can't he just attack? I mean, yeah, this is it. This is really scary, though. Okay, yeah, bring the Vipers back is good. Couple of transfuses. Oh my god, what's he doing? He's just gonna go straight in. I like it. That's a big play. He's gonna clear the queens. How many queens have gone down? It's hard to see what's happening, though. I'd be really afraid if I was creator. You could be using changelings. You could be using changelings to block. I don't understand why these corruptors are here. Use them to kill buildings, buddy. You're on a timer. He never should have moved out with the queens on the map like he did. I think, actually, in an area like this, he could have 100%. With 24 queens, even if you just have one spine, in an area where you can't get surrounded, you're never gonna die. He also should have taken spores with his army so he can block, and then just transfuse those. I think that would have been the best, but it's hard to say. I think... Okay, this is it. Okay, he's actually using changelings. Is the creator zoomed in? No, he's not. I think he needs to zoom in. So you can clear the changelings. Pop, 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 pop. This is it, no? This is the last buildings. What do we have? 9 spores, they're all stuck on each other. Wait, where's the lurker? Lurker, show me your face. How many kills is this guy getting? 13 kills. I don't think the DPS is quick enough though. 30, 29 zealots right now. Yeah, the DPS is too slow. There's still one Broodlord up here as well. There's one Stalker left though. Is gonna go down. You could, yeah, start abducting zealots. I was thinking the same thing. Are you joking? There's no way. 3 spores? Nah, okay, 28 zealots. DPS is just simply too little. This is it. This is freaking it. Jesus. Wait, how do I do that? There we go. 22 Tempest, 69 Void Rays. Nice. 1 Mothership only. 40 Queens, 11 Ultras, 53 Corruptors, 250 Links. This is insane. And once again, by the way, the thing that won Creator this game is the extra mining he got from this base. You see that? And also the fact that these minerals were never mined. There's like 1500 minerals. I mean, 4 more spine crawlers here does the job. No, 5 spine crawlers, 3 queens. That's a draw. What an insane game. Holy crap. Alright. I recorded it. Nice. My sound was on. I was really really scared halfway through that I forgot to do that. If you did enjoy that, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a thumbs up as well, because this was one hell of a game. Holy cow. Sick. Nice. See you next time. Bye bye.